All right. So this is my fourth day working out. This is my day 5 workout, really. But I've moved around my rest days sometimes whenever I'm not feeling the best or something like that. So that way I can have a great workout. So it's actually Sunday. I'm supposed to be doing this workout on a Friday, but I moved it for a previous day and then I moved it for this day. So we're actually working out 2 days later than what we're supposed to. But that's what I do. I flip-flop with the workout sometimes. But today is day 5. Number 1 will be goblet squats. Number 2, flat dumbbell bench, but it's going to be lighter than day 1 because day 1 is my heavy day. So tomorrow will be my day 1. So day 1 is going to be lighter than that. Number 3, single arm dumbbell row, lighter than whenever I did it previously on a previous day. And then dumbbell Romanian deadlift, also lighter. And then we're going to finish it up with a farmer's carry. And if I feel tight anywhere, I'm going to stretch out. That's my cool down. Right? It's a relatively easy day. It's a lighter day. It's a day to get my body primed for all the heavy weight that I'm going to lift throughout the week. So if it's tight, I'll stretch it. If not, that's fine. If I'm hurting in an area, I'll stretch it, but that's fine. So I want this workout to go kind of quick. I have 2 workouts here that are the same weight, and it's 45 pounds. I'm going to be supersetting those side by side, but all the other ones is going to be one at a time because I'd have to flip-flop the weights. That's the one bad thing is that if you want to superset or something, you got to click these in place to change the weights. You can't just grab another set of dumbbells. But this benefits me because I have one room here and all I got to do is click them in place, start working out, Alright, so I'm going to be doing goblet squats at first at 60 pounds. I'm going to be doing 6 to 10 reps, 4 sets, 3-minute rest. Alright. Hopefully I got you back enough so I can see my form. Stand you up a little bit straighter. There we go. Ooh, I need to shave. Probably do that in the morning. I grow patchy because I got Indian in me. That's the one thing about me, man. I got crooked teeth, which I'm fixing, and patchy. I can't really grow a beard. And I grow kind of a mustache and a goatee. That's it, man. I can't do it. So I just go hairless most of the time. Alright. Click these in place. I done forgot what I was doing. Alright. Oh, wait. I don't need 2 of them. It's a goblet squat. Alright. Goblet squat. 10 reps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could see myself going up on that. But I still got 3 sets. Okay, at 7 minutes, give or take a couple seconds, I'm going to do the next set. I want this to be done as quick as possible. So I'm going to try to get that time exactly where I need it. Weight up where I'm supposed to. While I'm waiting, might as well mark off that I did my protein. I've had over 200 grams. And 200 grams is my target. I haven't had my creatine today. So it's good I'm doing this. And I'm working out, so I'm going to go ahead and scratch that off. So creatine needs to be done after this. So I have my creatine, and then we'll check off all our boxes. Outstanding. That's how I remember to do creatine. Can't scratch it off for no reason. Okay, still got 2 minutes. Yeah, that was kind of light. I really only started this 4 weeks ago, and I've been pretty much leveling up goblet squat every single time. I didn't last week. I leveled it up last week. Right, because I wasn't really sure about it. I skipped a week before I leveled up on it just to make sure that I had good form. But it's going good. I got a good handle on it now, so all I got to do is move up if I have smooth form. Because that particular day my back was hurting me a little bit more than usual. So I skipped that weight up. But I feel pretty good today. Pretty nice. I actually consume my protein a lot earlier than usual. I looked up a recipe for frozen burritos. Rather than buying that store crap, I make my own burritos at home. And it's easy, man. All you gotta do is have eggs, ground beef, rice, and cheese. Roll all that into a burrito. And then you can use whatever sauce you want. And whatever seasoning, while you're making the ground beef, just add it in there. Add enough so that way it tastes stronger than what you think it needs to be. That way it can season your eggs and your rice. Otherwise, it's still going to be bland when you mix it together. Because you have to over season it so that way you can season the rice and the eggs and the cheese. All right, let's go. Next. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Yeah, I can definitely see myself weighting up on that. But the next weight up, this weight up is going to be, it's going to be a lot more effort next time. Even though it's just 5 pounds, I'm right on the edge of it being a challenge. But I'm only halfway through the set. But I can kind of tell that I'm definitely going to be able to do my whole rep range with good form. So I'm going to have to level up until I either do it with poor form or if I can't even do my full rep range. Either one is okay. But if I have perfect form, man, I'm moving up regardless. As long as I can have confidence and everything that I'm doing. I don't have anybody else here, you know. But yeah, those burritos are awesome. I'm going to say at 11 minutes in the video, I'm going to do our next set, our third set. I'm about to get a haircut here soon. Not going to see me so nappy. I've had my hair short ever since I was in the Army. You know, I'm talking buzz cut. You know, I very, 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 very seldom grew out my hair just a little bit. I think I only did it like 3 times throughout my entire military career. And I didn't like it. I just buzzed it again because it was too convenient. You know, we get inspected like every morning. And like the times where you needed a haircut, you had to go get one. You had to. Otherwise, you were going to get rode up. Or they were going to make you push with push-ups or whatever the jazz is. Right? So, me, man, by the time I realized I needed a haircut, I would like look myself in the mirror at night, brush my teeth, you know, brushing my teeth. And I'll be like, dang, my hair's a little bit long. It's going past my ears. Oh, dang, I need a haircut. They're probably going to get me for that in the morning. I would just cut my own hair, man. And it's free. You know, all you got to do is buy like a $15 little hair trimmer and you can cut yourself bald. Now, that's what I did most of the time. I just cut myself bald. That's what I did. And if I wanted longer hair, I would just cut it even all the way across, just a little bit longer than what I did last time. But I didn't do all that fade stuff. I very seldom did a fade. You know, if anything, I would cut it flat and then go get a little fade. So that way it can have some character to it, a little bit longer on the top, a little bit shorter on the sides. But for the first time, I'm trying to have longer hair. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doing pretty good on that. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and mark a weight up. Even though I haven't finished a set, I can already tell. So next week, we'll be pushing 65 pounds on the day 5. Now, whenever I say days, for future reference, I have day 1, day 2, day 4, day 5. Any days that are missing are rest days. That's what those are. This program is meant to push heavy weight. It's meant to sit there and I can't do my full rep range, low reps, but lots of effort. That's what it's meant to do. Lift heavy weight. That's why my chest's getting bigger and all that stuff. Because I'm pushing pretty heavy weight. Biceps getting bigger, noticeably bigger. Pushing heavy weight. But it only works if I am borderline struggling. So if I have good form and all that, moving on up. All right. Let's see, 12. Let's see, 11:30 is probably what I need. Let's go with 15. So 2 minutes from now, we're going to start. So whenever the timer hits 15, the length of the video hits 15. We're going to do the last set. I already know it's going to make good form. Maybe I should really go up like 10 pounds, but we'll see how I feel next week. I really don't want to push it too hard because I might have like a bad back day or something like that day. And I done push it up 10 pounds and my body's not ready. I mean, it'd be different if, you know, I've been doing this for years. But I've really only started working out for close to a year now. Maybe like 9 or 10 months. You know, all this, the mass and all that, really just from like 5 or 10 months, you know. Bigger arms, bigger chest, starting to get a defined chest. It was just getting rid of titties. getting rid of my mommy milkers, man. You know. But I've actually lost a lot around my waist. But I mean, I do have a belly still. It doesn't help that I also have a tilted pelvis. So I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see the difference. So tilted pelvis makes your gut stick out more because your pelvis is tilted like that. But I'm really supposed to kind of look like this. But that's me relaxed. So I try to correct my pelvis on purpose. You know, which would realign my spine a lot better. But maybe I need to go see a specialist about that. I definitely need to bring it up and get some paperwork on it. Turn it into the Army. Probably get paid for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. What we got next? We got flat dumbbell bench, lighter than day 1. So normally I lift a 75-pound weight, 75-pound dumbbell on a flat bench, but we need to be lighter because this is the second time we're doing it. So we're going 65 pounds, 10 pounds less. No, 55 pounds, 20 pounds less than what we would pick up on day 1. Alright. Set up the bench, and then I'll set you up. Let's see here. I want you to kind of get a view so that way I can see myself. So, forgive me, I don't have a stand or anything. So this is the first video you're seeing. Thanks for watching. All right. How's that? Yeah. I'm gonna be laying down like so, lifting the weight. Okay. I think I like it. Alright. Let's see if this angle works better than the other angle. This is quick anyway. Alright, so 55 pounds. I didn't even look at the time, but I'll start at 19 minutes. Go ahead and get the weight ready. Yep. I think once I max out my dumbbell range at 80 pounds, and I've been lifting for about a week or 2, and I'm lifting 80-pound dumbbells pretty easy, and I have everything else caught up to where I need it. That's whenever I'm going to start looking at cutting, because I know I'm exactly where I need to be with bench, because I've pushed bench pretty hard even before this program. But whenever it comes to single arm dumbbell rows, I know that I can lift more weight there. I'm just trying to move up safely to the weight that I need to be at. It's probably around 70 pounds, but right now I'm at 65. So I'm going to see how I'm going to lift that tomorrow, see how that feels, see if I need to move up to 70 pounds. Now, incline dumbbell bench, pretty sure that's exactly where it needs to be at 55. Because I get a little bit weaker after my heavy set of flat bench. So I can struggle pretty good at 55. Let's see. What else is kind of behind? My calf raises might be behind. I probably need to be around 60 pounds. But I had some strain on my feet, so I didn't move up this week. So maybe I'll move up this coming week. Romanian deadlift. Pretty confident I can do around 75 pounds. Well, not confident yet, because I'm moving up there. But I think I can do around 70 pounds. I might be more around the 75 pound range. Standing step ups, I think that's exactly where it needs to be. Let's see. Yeah, another one would probably be the goblet squat, which is what I just did. And I think that might have to go up by about 5 or 10 pounds past what I just moved it up to, 65 pounds. I might be more around the range of 70 pounds, but we'll see how that goes. I need to be giving my body a challenge in order to actually get stronger. All right, it's time. Past time, actually. All right. After this, we're going to be supersetting. All right. All right. Now, this weight right here is pretty light because it has to be lighter than day one, which is why it's 8 to 12 reps. Get you primed for tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Just pop my back. Good, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably going too quick. Losing my balance and such. I don't know how that looked on camera. I could really only glimpse at it. What you doing, Rock? You want to be in my video? Huh? You want to be in my video, boy? Huh? Come here, boy. You need to be in video. Hopefully I didn't reveal my address in any of the videos. I'm going to block its collar. Let me block your collar, go. Here's my boy. You see my boy? Oh, yeah. No. I'm going to eat him when he gets fat. No. There you go, boy. Go on. He probably needs to use the bathroom. Might be wise running around. It ain't going to be that long. I can always edit the part out where I take him outside, but I really don't think this workout's going to expand that long. All right. This is a 2-minute rest. And I'm pretty sure it's been 2 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and do another set. Might have been shorter than 2 minutes, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, I just scratched the fire out of myself. Really shouldn't be rushing like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was pretty good. Yeah, I done rubbed the skin off my ankle. Rubbed it across a bolt on my bench. Now, buddy, I'll take you outside here in a bit. Promise you ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna do this set and then I'm gonna superset the other sets. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, 2 minutes. Let's say 26. That's whenever I'm gonna work out. This last set. See, I just scratched the skin off my ankle. That's fine. That's what I get for not wearing socks and shoes. I'm wearing flip-flops because I really don't have anything I gotta do with my feet. Buddy, you're telling me exactly what you need to do. Good boy. Good boy. Look at that. Look at that appearance. He loves it. He loves it. He wants my foot. He wants my glove. Right. Where I was doing those benches, he got up there like that and he was licking my ear. I was like, dude, I'm about to headbutt you, bro. I'm about to headbutt you. But I was like, on my last like 3, I was like, oh, no. Oh, man. You little freak. You be licking my feet and everything. Little freak. Yeah. I almost tear up my glove. Look at him. He attacks the crap out of my hands, man. Like all day. All day, every day. You better not go in there and pee. You know better. I've let you out plenty of times today. I know you can hold it a little bit longer. Alright, let's go. He's just a pup. He's got to learn. Sometimes you learn the hard way. Just what it is, boy. Alright, next set. Let's do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's it for that. 3 sets. Yeah. Let's put these up. Move the bench out of the way. Now I need 45. And these I'm supersetting. So 29. I'm going to be doing single arm dumbbell rows. So maybe we do still need these over here. Need this over here? Well, I can do it on this side. Trying to get a good camera angle. Might be a lot of noise that side. Yeah, that's good. I lift kind of like this. Yeah. And then I can do my Romanian deadlifts. Yeah. That's good. Good camera angles. I want to see my form in these videos so that way I know how to correct myself. It's really secondary if anybody else wants to watch. But hey, if you are watching, man, I highly appreciate it. We're 20 minutes, 30 seconds into this video already. And if you watch up to this point, man, that's crazy. I can't believe even one person would like watch me just work out and talk, you know. It's pretty cool. You know, if I could pick any job, I think I would talk to people for a living or entertain, right? Just by being myself. You know, I wouldn't want to be like fake or anything. Because if I'm fake, like I'm very analytical about things. You know, if I'm fake, it doesn't seem logical to me. So, like, that's why I'm a bad liar. Like I think lying's inefficient. So I'm a very bad liar. So if I'm trying to fake something out, man, it just doesn't feel right. That's why I quit YouTube like 3 times. Just felt like I wasn't being genuine. How many reps? Doggone it, I forgot. Okay, I think that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That form might be trash, okay? But it is 12 reps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One thing you're gonna learn about watching me, boy. I'm a straight up weirdo, man. You wanna be in my video again, boy? Do you? Look at him. Look at my boy. Look at him. He loves it. I promise you, I'm not choking him. I'm just trying to block his collar. Good boy. Looks like I got a grip around his neck. It's like, oh my God, he's choking him for a good camera angle. Dang, man. No. I pay too much money for him. No, I cannot hurt. Cannot hurt. No hurt. Cannot hurt. That dude is walking money. I paid for him. Yes, that is my boy. I might breed him. After he's good and trained up, he's pretty close to being trained up. I think I'm gonna get him a female. A female and breed him. Yeah. A female and breed him. Yes, sir. Alright, pretty sure that's 2 minutes. I'm over goofing around. I didn't even look, to be honest with you. So if it's not 2 minutes, I don't know. Spank me with your favorite belt. I can take it. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looking at my form. Not in your eyes. Trust. There's time and a place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hot dog it! I'm supposed to be supersetting these. Well, I only have one set left of this, so I might as well not do that. Come here, ball. You won't be dancing here. Yes, sir. He just wants to teach. See, that or he needs to use the bathroom. He's about to pee in my house. But let's hope it's the first one. Right. Are you a good boy? Huh? Answer me. You wouldn't pee in my house, would you? You wouldn't do that, would you? I've seen you hold it for 10 hours before. Yes, sir. Dude would not go pee. You know? Plus, whenever I have to work in Lake Charles, I work 8-hour shifts. A little build up there. I work 8-hour shifts. And sometimes I gotta drive an hour for work. And whenever somebody can't help me out, come let him out for lunch or something, he's got to go about 10 hours. And he won't use it in his cage or nothing. Then he comes home, I come home, I immediately let him out. He'll go pee and all that jazz, poop, all that. So I've seen him hold it for 10 hours before, just so he doesn't use it inside. So he's learning good. But sometimes he slips up, you know. But you just got to correct him whenever he messes up, and that way you have consistent behavior all around. You know, he used to pee in my house like 3 or 4 times a day. Man, he don't do that no more. He's a good boy. Good boy that likes to tear up my ankles and eat my flip-flops when I'm wearing them. All right, next. All right, move it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, now we got the goblet squats. No, not goblet squats. Romanian deadlifts. Trying to move this without banging it on everything. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's give it about 2 minutes. We're going to go at 36:30. Yeah! Yes, sir! Starting to break a sweat, boy. For some reason, this is always like the hottest room in the house, too. It's the end of the central line. You know? Alright, so by not supersetting that, I have increased my workout by about 10 minutes. But that's okay. All I have left is Romanian deadlifts and farmer carries, which ain't gonna be bad. And then I'm good. But if I'm tight somewhere, I'll stretch it out, but this is typically a lighter day, so I usually don't feel any pain anywhere. And I don't know of anything I need to stretch out right now. The only thing that ever like gets real tight or bothers me is my back on these days. You know, other than like the normal chronic pains I have sometimes. But as long as I'm careful, it doesn't flare up. So the only thing that's kind of wavy is my back. That sucker hurts constantly. Most of the time. Did a lot of back work in the Army. That's for sure. That ain't the only thing they abuse, but man, they love working your back. Man, I spent 10 hours on a shovel one day. Sitting there digging. Man, never got swapped out. Just sat there digging. Sadness. Hard work and effort though. Hard to believe I joined the Army for 4 years just to throw a shovel around. It ain't like it happened all the time, you know. Just mainly when we did anything important. They were like, y'all grab the shovel, and we were the lowest ranking, so we grabbed the dang shovel, man. And then when somebody was there and they were watching us, they wouldn't do anything. They might feel bad and be like, "Hey, you take a break. I got you, man. Yeah. Some kind of secret handshake crap. They'll do it for 10 minutes, and they'll be like, all right, here's your shovel back. There, out 2 hours, yeah. Dude, crazy. It would have helped a lot if I worked out back then. We had the PT, but, you know, Army PT, it kind of sucks most of the time because you have random people in charge of it. Random people that don't really know how to work out properly. They just know, hey, when you pick this up, you're working out. Whenever you do this, you're working out, right? They don't have a plan. They just write down a sequence of like workouts, just all right, so first we're going to sprint around the building, and then we're going to do deadlifts, and then we're going to do pull-ups, and then we're going to sprint around the building twice, and then we're going to put our body armor on and do squat thrusts. It's like, bro, what is the workout focus, man? Like bench priority or what? Like, come on, man. But I didn't know crap about working out back then, but they got plenty of flame for it by everybody else that actually worked out in their spare time. They hated it, man. All right, enough talking over blabbing my mouth, boy. Blabbing it. Next time I'm blabbing my mouth, I want you to slap me in the mouth. You choose your side. I'll show it to you. Then you give me a good slap right in my mouth. Alright. Romanian deadlifts, lighter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, that's 12. You know, I think my rule is on bench on day 5, I'll go 20 pounds less because bench is a lot harder of a workout than Romanian deadlift. And then on Romanian deadlift day, I'm going to go 10 pounds less as well. So 20 pounds less, 10 pounds less. Because Romanian deadlifts, I mean, your leg recovers quick. You know, I think out of every muscle I've worked out, if I were to notice how quick it recovers, I think my legs recover the fastest. Because I can like have a brutal leg day doing step ups and Bulgarian split squats and all that. And I can operate like normal the next day. But if I'm benching pretty hard, doing my day 1, doing all my benching and incline dumbbell bench and single arm rows and all that. Now, I can still work just fine the next day, but it is a little bit more noticeable that I did do my arms yesterday. Same thing with the pull-ups and all that. So pull-up, shoulder press, incline dumbbell rows. Yeah, I can notice that day too. But day 2, I mean, I can operate pretty much like normal. I can barely notice that I did legs the day prior. I remember one day I did legs. The next day I had to climb a bunch of stairs. I was climbing them just fine. I only felt it a little bit. And I wouldn't even say it's soreness, like pain soreness. I would say it's more like I just got done doing like 2 sets. But it's been like an hour. You know how you feel after you work out, about an hour past? Kind of felt like that. Because ever since I picked up my protein and was eating right, making sure I got my protein, I haven't really been sore at all. But there was one day where I accidentally skipped it. Man, I completely forgot about it. It was a weekend day. And then I worked out pretty hard that day. The next day, dude, I was sore, man. I was sore, yeah. I was definitely sore. It was noticeable. But after I do like a chest day, I mean, I can feel my chest. If I flex it, I can feel a little bit of strain in there. Not strain, but like fatigue, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I could definitely feel that my muscle fibers has been torn. Let me say that. It's noticeable. It's not like when you don't work out your chest is just there. Like, it's not like you notice your chest. But after I work out and I recover, like, I know my chest is there. I can feel my chest. That's crazy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, There's Daredevil himself. Hey boy, you being a good boy? You didn't pee in my house? You better not have peed in my house. You pee in my house? He's acting innocent, okay? You can tell when they peed in your house or something, because they'll be like, please do not punish me. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm almost done here. Got a 2-minute rest, so at 47:30, I'm going to do this last set. And then I'll just go straight and do my carries. And then I'll be done for today. Because I don't think I need to stretch anything out. I'm not really tight. And my back's pretty good. You know, I just stretch it every now and then throughout the day to really do me some rotations. Those always feel good. And that's good. That's a good dang stretch, man. Always do that before you run. That's always helped me, man. Woo! Okay, let's see what we got. Dang, man. We still got a whole minute. Give me the minute. Right now. I don't want to wait. Give me the minute. No. Man, I do love working out though. It's one of the best things I've ever done. It's one of those things that you wish you've done sooner, but if I look back, and the old me would have never kept this habit. No. I had to grow to this point. I had to go through what I went through in order to make the decisions I did to start. Because working out never made sense to me. You know, I was always about doing things that distracted me versus things that, you know, took a lot of effort. You know, but coming out of that has made me the man that I am today. So you can't really regret those things. But if you had to watch yourself do it all over again, I mean, it would be kind of, dude, what are you doing? He's been attacking my hands the entire time. He's circling me like a shark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm going to do my carries at 35 pounds. Okay. Let's see, what am I going to do for the carries? I usually walk around my living room for my carries. Let's see if I can even get a good angle of that. Let there be light. All right. I can set you up about right here. Just watch me walk around my living room. Those are a bunch of boxes that I collect up and I burn because I'm trying to get rid of a stump in my yard. So, kind of hard for me to throw those away. I don't have a dumpster around here, so I just throw them right there, and whenever I get enough wood, I'll just burn it every so often. Or I'll just burn the cardboard boxes. Alright. I'm going to get the weights. I do paces. I'm supposed to do like 60 seconds, but I'll just do 60 paces. All right, that's 60 paces. Feeling stronger already, Bo. Well, I'm pretty sure it ends up being like more. Try to block that light so you can see me. I'm pretty sure it ends up being more time with it being paces instead of seconds, because I'm pretty sure I take like a pace every like 2 seconds, because you got a step, that's a pace. Step, that's a pace. You only count a space whenever the first leg that touches the ground again. Wait, no, the second leg touches the ground, that's a pace. So you step, pace. Step, pace. And if you take like a step a second, then it's going to end up doing like double time. But that's okay. I'm here to get better anyway. It's like a 2-minute rest. I'm going to go at like 53. Let me check something real quick. Checking to see if my dog peed inside. He did good, man. I don't think he did. You know, he's learning to hold it until he goes outside, right? Because he knows at this point, he can hold it for 10 hours, which is crazy. And it's not like I restrict his water or anything. He's got water in his cage and everything. You know, he just knows he can hold it for 10 hours. And I think he's starting to figure that out. 53:30, I think that's whenever I said I was going to start. So that's whenever I'm going to start. Check this out. These are my meal prepped burritos. Frozen in the freezer. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 2 more in there. I already ate 2. They are delicious. If you really want to be able to have like a to-go meal or something quick rather than a frozen meal, look up stuff like this, man. Dude, it's so easy. Look up stuff like this, cook a batch of it, boom, roll it up, throw it in aluminum foil, throw it in your freezer or whatever. These things last 6 months, right? 6 months, that's crazy. That's amazing. These are like 30 grams of protein a pop, but they can be more than that, but I underfilled them. I'm supposed to fill them up more, but you know, this is what I got. I wasn't confident in my burrito rolling skills yet, you know, so I got leftover stuff in there I need to eat for lunch. You know, but this, amazing. I'm telling you know, just a slab of burritos. And since I froze them the reason why you freeze them in the aluminum foil and not individual burritos is because they won't stick together. So I just got to open this, pull out 2 burritos, unwrap them, throw them on a plate, throw them in the microwave, boom, done. You know, they're not stuck together. Golden tips. All right. Last set, then that's the end. 60 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not counting this entire time. All right. All right. That concludes this workout. But it doesn't conclude the video yet. All right. This is the first time I've ever tried to record my life. Period. You know, it's easy to quit something like that, especially when you don't see any reward. But I've been learning more and more in life that, man, sometimes it's about just starting something and not giving up on yourself, you know? It's so easy just to get like a spark of motivation and then just stop. Like, I didn't even want to work out today. I really did not. But people call it discipline, but man, I don't even think it's discipline anymore. You know, discipline, it's too used. I think that word is too used, and it mellows out. I think discipline is only required in like severe scenarios. You know, because way back in the day, people had no choice but to do a lot more than what we do today. You know, and they wouldn't call it discipline even back then, right? They had to get out and plant crops by hand. Hook a dang plow up to their donkey or whatever, and then drag it back and forth, plow the fields, remove all the weeds by hand, plant all the seeds, water the seeds, sort the roots, because they didn't have systems in place just to prevent guaranteed no weeds like we do today. Right, so they're working on their garden every day, and guess what? If their plants didn't grow, they died. They didn't have Walmart down the road just to go down to Walmart and pick you up some spare groceries and cook them in a pot that night. Or a big one that most people do, let's go pick up a couple boxes of ramen for bad times. Dude, they didn't have ramen for bad times. They had to hustle for everything they even put in their mouth. You know, but I wouldn't even call that discipline. They just did what they had to do. There's a certain point where you got to realize there's certain things that you need to get done. And being alive is not doing what you have to do. Right? That's inevitable. As long as you don't put a bullet in your brain, you're going to be alive. Because let's face it, you're going to eat, you're going to drink, and you're going to sleep. You might not eat right, you might not sleep right, you might not drink right, but you're still going to do all three of those things, which will make it so that you're still alive. So you're doing the necessities to stay alive, but what you need to do is drink enough water, eat correctly, at least somewhat. Like, I don't change my diet completely. You know, I just prioritize things that have a little bit more protein in them. which tends to be some of the better things to eat, like steak and, meat, and instead of pasta with like 3 pieces of shrimp in it, I'll get like a meat sandwich or something like that, something with more protein in it, hamburger, and I think that tastes way better than pasta. That's all you got to do. Right, so you drink right, make sure you're drinking enough water, make sure you're eating right, and then make sure you're sleeping right. These are things you need to do, right? Those aren't the necessity things that you need to stay alive. Those are things you need to do every day in order to maximize your life, right? And they're not hard. These people used to plow fields by hand, like I said, and people say, oh, I don't have the discipline for that or whatever. It's like, dude, it's not about discipline. It's about doing what you have to do every day. I mean, the best thing I can compare it to, right? The best thing I can compare it to, and it took me a while to understand it like this. And this is what allowed me to start working out and building new habits and start recording myself on a regular basis and posting videos, even though it might be trash videos right now. But this is what changed me. Anybody out there working a job, right? Let's say it is Sunday, just like it is today. In your mind, if you really focus on this, you'll see what I'm saying. In your mind already knows I have work tomorrow. So your mind is already prepping yourself for the morning. You already know what you need to do. You're not dreading, you might dread work in the morning, but you still get there. You still do what you have to do in the morning. Do what you have to do in the morning. Working is not a necessity. You might say, yes it is, I got bills to pay. Dude, those are all optional. They really are. You think the homeless people on the street pay rent? You think the homeless people on the street pay for a water bill? No, they don't. They just don't work. And I guarantee you, a lot of them are making a lot of money, honestly. Because if you have, let's say 1 in 20 people give, some small amount, like $5. Say 1 in 20 people give $5. Right, dude, every hour, you might have 200 people pass through there. Dude, that is crazy. 1 in 20 people give $5. Every 20 people, you get $5. That means you get $25 in about 30 minutes because there's easily like 100 people that pass through there. $25. Right, so they're making $25 every 30 minutes. Right? So they're making $50 an hour. And they don't have any bills to pay. They don't have any of that to pay. How do you think they're always high or drunk? Because they got the money for it. And they don't have to pay taxes. Right? They don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to do anything. All they have to do is take care of the necessities. Water, food, sleep, and then they just spend the rest of the money on whatever they don't need to do. But your brain tells you that you have to do something. Like, they can't just sleep on the side of the road and not panhandle for money. Even then, something in their brain says, I have to go stand on this corner and panhandle. If you can realize that pattern and make your brain feel like it has to do something, you can program that into yourself, right? Just like how you do every day when you wake up for work in the mornings, because you would never feel like you have to wake up in the morning for work if somebody paid you $2,000 a month, ever since you turned 18. You wouldn't feel that. You would just accommodate your life so that way you're only spending $2,000 a month. you would never feel like working at all. In fact, you would probably think it's stupid. Somebody says, maybe you should get a job. I said, oh, you mean working for someone else all day? I don't think so. I'm just fine. It's like, why would I sit there and bag groceries all day for like $7 an hour? That's stupid. You would think they're idiots. But mostly everybody thinks it's a good thing to make a living for yourself through hard work. It's because most people are doing that. But in reality, they just trick themselves into thinking that's something they have to do. When really it's not. Right? If you want things, yes, you have to work. Right? At a job. But if you're okay with the necessities, dude, you can be homeless on the side of the street and just panhandle for money and, wash yourself at the park or something like that, and you're okay with the necessities. There's plenty of people really happy being homeless. Like, I've seen them. There's one guy that panhandles for a living. I saw him on a video. He hustles for a living panhandling. And he bought himself, he made so much money that he bought himself a motorized scooter, and he just rolls around his neighborhood just asking people for money. And he acts like he's like Down syndrome or something. He's like, please, food, please. Food, please, hungry. That's what he does. And somebody interviewed him because they figured him out and said, hey, can you tell me like what you do? Like, let people know. And he sat there like, all right, let me tell you what's going on. I make about like $100K a year, and this is what I do full time. I just go around the scooter asking people for money. And, it might be taking advantage of people's generosity is what most people would say. But at the end of the day, I'm also selling them something. Right? And he starts telling you a different side of the equation. You see, I'm not taking advantage of these people. What I'm doing is I'm helping these people do something good. Right? Because after they give me money, they feel that much better about themselves at the end of the day. So, in a way, I'm helping these people with doing good deeds and feeling good about living life. That's not exactly what he said. It's hard for me to say something to the T that I've seen like a year or two ago, but that's pretty much the gist of what he said. And it made sense. From an analytical perspective, it made sense what he was saying in a weird way. He goes, I'm not taking advantage of these people. I'm helping these people do something good and feel better about themselves. I was like, oh my God, the dude's a salesman. He's a salesman. Dude, he might be lying, but if they don't know the truth, then he's not really lying. You know what I mean? Because they walk away with their own version of the truth. It is only when they figure him out that he is a liar. You're only a liar after you're caught. Otherwise, they're walking around like you're telling the truth. Isn't that crazy? But, think about it. You might say, no, he still lied. It doesn't matter if he knows it or not. You're only saying that because you know it's a lie. If you think it's the truth and he thinks it's the truth, then to both of you, it's the truth. He's the only one lying. Now, if he comes up to you and tells you, like a year later, said, hey, when you gave me that $1,000, yeah, I'm actually a millionaire. Then you might be like, oh, you did me dirty, And then you would see him as a liar. But every day prior to that, you felt good about what you did. You didn't know the difference. So he's not a liar. Liar is kind of like a earned position. Or a kind of a revealed position. Someone has to be caught to be a liar. That's insane. Just a little thought, I still think the dude is lying, but I don't think he's a liar until he's caught. Because you wouldn't know the difference. So he is lying, but he's not a liar. Because a lie, man. Dude, I'm not even smoking, man. I need to be smoking. You know, I like to have like little conversations like that with myself every now and then. But the point of the conversation kind of derailed there. But the point of the conversation is that whenever you wake up on a Monday morning to start your first shift of the week, you don't feel like it's an option. You feel like it's something you have to do because you've started doing it and you've been in that routine so long that your body is just, it's like you can't just lay there. Something, not motivation, something got you out of bed and sent you to work, right? And it was that necessity, not that necessity, it was that need. It's like you feel like you need to do it because it's something you've been doing for so long. That's why a lot of business owners, whenever they start a business, it's very, very hard for them once they hit a certain profit level and their business is actually working. It's very hard for them to actually quit their day job because they're so used to working the day job that it doesn't feel right. They're like scared to quit their real job because it gives them like a sense of comfort because they've been doing it for a while. Like if I stop working out right now, man, all feelings pass with time. But if I stop working out right now and I didn't do my day one tomorrow and I went a whole week without working out, it would not feel right. Man, I would feel like I just lost something, almost like I was mourning. I would just feel so bad, like I was just completely unfulfilled, depressed almost, completely just wiped out. I'd feel like sleeping, like nasty, like sticky, because I'm just like, I know what I need to be doing. Just like how I need to go to work tomorrow, I need to work out. I've built it. So I've been doing it for so long that I need to do it. And that's what I'm trying to do with YouTube now. Is that I've been doing it for so long. It's starting to reach that point where I've been doing it. I've probably been doing it for about a week, something like that. But after like a month of doing this, I will have that need feeling. I will need to do it. Right? I feel like I need to do it. I haven't uploaded a video in like 2 days. I got to make something. Get in front of the camera and talk like I am now. That's what it'd be. I'd be like, hey, I haven't made a video in a couple days, so I just want to sit here and blab in front of a camera for a few minutes, I would feel that. I would feel like I need to. And that's what I'm trying to build. Right? I'm trying to build this habit so that way it can either scale over time or I can return back to it and see how I changed over time. Hopefully it does both. If it scales over time, then it can become my primary source of income. And I start getting like a fan base and they're starting to watch me and then I can give more time to them as well. Like if I have a significant number of people regularly watching me and I'm making ad revenue, I could expand out to Twitch, I could expand out to TikTok and all those things, right? Because now I'm making enough money to surpass my real job. So I could devote all of my time to content and give my fans everything that they want. That would be amazing. That's kind of a dream. As far as serving other people, there's not really any like better feeling, and you got to be like very careful about that too, because if you're a people server, you can be taken advantage of. But if you're a content creator, And that's different because these people are online. They're just passing by and they're watching you. But if you're a people server in real life and you're sitting here trying to like farm brownie points with everybody around you, they can start taking advantage of you because they know what makes you tick. So they'll be like, "Hey, can you help me out with this? Can you write my like report or something like that?" And you'll do it because you want their approval. But you can't really do that with content because there's like millions of people watching you. And the odds that all of them are going to disagree with what you're doing, very low. But if you're just talking to one person, then that's different. Right? That one person is not going to be pleased with most of the things you do unless it benefits them. But if it's millions of people, everybody's into different stuff. You could post pictures of your feet online and somebody out there is going to like it. That's pretty crazy. That's the difference between online and in person, There's some people that love feet, but if you went up and said, "Hey, you want to buy a picture of my feet in real life," and you went up to like person after person, you'd probably have to go through like 100, 200 people before you like found somebody that would buy your foot picture. But if you post it online, like on OnlyFeed or something like that, dude, somebody's buying it. Somebody is buying it. All right, well, I blabbed off a little bit, but the main thing about starting a new habit is to take it serious enough and do it to the point where you need to do it. It's not about discipline. I think if you need discipline, then you haven't done it the way that you need to. I think discipline is required in like strenuous situations. Like, for example, like in the Army, we would have to stay awake all night. Right? I didn't feel like I needed to stay awake all night because most of the time we were on CQ, it was just sitting there, so I never felt like I needed to stay awake all night. Right? So it was more of a disciplined situation because I knew I didn't need to stay awake because nothing was happening. It was more like it was necessary to stay awake because if I didn't, I would have been punished for it, even though there was nothing going on. There was no purpose for staying awake other than just staying awake, which to me is dumb, but I had to do it. It was necessary. Rather than me needing to do it, it was necessary to do it. So, through discipline, I stayed awake all night with video games or whatever the jazz was. Whatever they let us have at CQ desk, I used it to stay awake all night. And that was a hard situation, so it was more of a discipline thing. But a habit is more like trying to develop into something that you feel like you need to do. If you don't feel like you need to do it, and you have to like use discipline to sit there and work out, dude, you ain't gonna be there for long, bro. You ain't gonna be there for long. But people have their different ways of conveying different points. There's people that watch this and be like, "No, you're stupid." That's discipline. That's what discipline is. But man, I don't feel like I'm using discipline to keep working out. I'll reach a certain point where I'm like, dude, I need to work out. I'll feel the necessity. I'll feel like it's necessary even though I know it's not. Because I haven't worked out in like 26 years. I know it's not a necessity. I know I need to eat. I know I need to drink. I know I need to sleep. Those are the three necessities. But I know it's not necessary that you need to work out. But I feel like I need to. I just think it's different. I think the meaning of discipline has been miscommunicated over the years. I think it's been diluted. Man, it's supposed to be about hard things, but it's not very hard to like come and lift weights for a few hours in order to be stronger. Alright, well, if you've watched this whole video, first of all, thank you. Right? This time is more about me reflecting on my past But if you join me on this and you're watching this with me, dude, let me know. You know, I'm not really a person for feelings, but that would make me feel good. You know, I'd be like, man, this person took the time to watch the whole video and then comment to let me know he watched the whole video. You know, the channel's small enough. I'll reply. You know, just leave a comment, like it, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm going to be talking like this a lot. This is my genuine state. You know, this is why I stopped YouTube. I never did this. I'm a talker. It's what I do. Right? This is what I do. This is what I'm good at. You know, so this is what I'll do. And if you enjoy it and you want to see more, trust me, you will. Have a good one.